Some of STV's most iconic work has come in support of the National Aeronautics and Space Administration and other agencies involved in the space program, starting in the 1960s with the development of Kennedy Space Center and the Vehicle Assembly Building, one of the world's most famous structures. STV went on to provide a range of design and construction management services for these clients for more than 4 decades.
I just would like to go back over time to take a look at what STV and its predecessor firms like Seelye Stevenson Value Knecht moved into an area that was not traditional for engineering firms like ourselves. Back in the 1960s, when the space program was just beginning to start, with President Kennedy announcing we're going to the moon, Cape Canaveral area was selected as the area where launches will take place, and it was our firm for the first time getting involved in the aerospace world. Up until then, we were doing institutional buildings, some of them quite prestigious, but this was a whole new world for us from an engineering standpoint. Cape Canaveral in those days, and I remember going down there, was just a beach. And we started with the idea of developing that area to accommodate huge facilities for launching, in those days, with the Apollo program vehicles. And eventually we began to design as part of a team of architects and engineers. Our role was the mechanical, electrical engineering, and the civil engineering part of that whole program. And everybody knows about the Vehicle Assembly Building, the VAB. On a lesser extent, the other major building at that site was the Launch Control Center. The work was done primarily out of New York City, which is very unusual. Here was a project in southern Florida, and yet the design work was being done by a combination of 4 firms, one of which was ours, to design facilities for the entire launch complex. We called it Launch Complex 39. The VAB became the major signature building of the site, but we did such mundane things as the roadways and the utilities. There was nothing there. The crawl-away, that was where they crawl out with the vehicle out to the launch pad from the VAB. These were mundane but critical to the success of the project. After the Apollo program starts the shuttle program. Because of our experience on the Apollo program, we were selected once again to design facilities for the space shuttle. And the signature building for the space shuttle was the Orbiter Processing Facility, a brand new building. It's like a hangar, but it's a fancy hangar. And we still use the Vertical Assembly Building as this place where the shuttle was finally put in a vertical position. But while it was in a horizontal position, it went into this new building called the Orbiter Processing Facility. Once again, we were designated to design that facility, and we worked out of our New York City office to do that as well. What was unusual about working with aerospace type clients is that their idea of engineering was quite different than when we were doing institutional buildings back at home. They were far more technical, far more precise in the tolerances that they would allow, and we had to gear up for that, and fortunately we had people who were able to do that.
By overcoming these challenges, the firm helped to usher in an era of great discovery, taking mankind beyond where they've ever been before.